Imagine yourself watching the game in your living room on a warm Sunday afternoon. All of a sudden, a fire breaks out in the corner of the living room. What are you going to do? Run away? Call the fire department? Try to put the fire down with one of these right behind me? According to the U.S. Fire Administration, there were 26,100 electrical fires, 166,000 kitchen fires, and 46,800 heating fires in the data report in 2010. Do you think they had fire extinguishers? Hello, I'm Jesse Alvarado, and today I'll be informing you about the fire extinguisher. Today I will be speaking about the different types of fire extinguishers, how and where to store them, and how to use the extinguisher. Let's begin with the different types of extinguishers. There are 4 different types of fire extinguishers: Class A, Class B, Class C, and Class D. These 4 different types are for the 4 different types of fires. The Class A, it is for paper, cloth, or wood fires. Class B fires is for flammable liquids such as gases or grease. Class C fires is for electrical fires. Class D fires is for combustible metals such as magnesium or sodium. These different types of classes, it is explained to us in the article in fire extinguishers in the website fireextinguisher101.com, tells you that some of these extinguishers are multi-class extinguishers. They could be ABC extinguishers, or they could be solo extinguishers. You just have to ensure you're using the proper extinguisher type for the type of fire. You don't want to end up using the wrong type because you might endanger yourself or endanger somebody else. For example, you don't want to use a Class A extinguisher on a Class C fire, because an extinguisher for Class A is water, and if you use it for a Class C extinguisher, for a Class C fire, you might end up using water extinguisher on an electrical fire, which will probably most likely electrocute you. Now let me show you where you can find the extinguisher classes on the fire extinguisher. You can find this in the instruction paper when you buy it, or you can find it in the back of the extinguisher where it says different types. Right here it just shows you the maintenance, how to properly take care of it, but in the bottom next to the serial number it shows what kind of extinguisher it is. I know you can't read it, but this says it is classified as a 4 Alpha, 40 Bravo, and Charlie, which means this is a multi-purpose extinguisher for cloth, wood, and paper, flammable liquids, and electrical fires, but not combustible metal fires. Okay. Now that you know the different types, let's move on to where you can store it. In case you're in an emergency, the last thing you want to do is not being able to find a fire extinguisher. According to keeping your family safe with fire extinguishers and the website safetyathome.com, they explain to us that try to keep your extinguisher in plain sight where it's really accessible, and try to keep it in a suspectable fire location such as a kitchen or a garage. In a kitchen, when you place it in the kitchen, try to have it on the opposite side of the stove. The last thing you want to do is reach through a burning stove to get to your fire extinguisher. When it comes to a garage, try to have it in a door, which like an exit door or the garage door, which would be more easier than going across the garage and trying to get it over a burning car or whatnot. FireExtinguisher101.com, in the location article, they also tell us to keep it in plain sight somewhere where it is not blocked, and try to have it hanging on a wall, like back there it's hanging on the wall. The reason why it is recommended to have it hanging on the wall is because, you know, for easy folks, it's easy to pick it up from the ground, but senior citizens, it might be a little difficult because they're heavy and you don't want to hurt your back. These fire extinguishers could weigh between 15 to 55 pounds. It all depends on the size. Another reason is because if it is in the ground, somebody could tip it and then what if it breaks, what if the hose breaks, and you're not really aware of it until you actually have to use it. You're just putting yourself in danger. So it is highly recommended to have it hanging on the wall. Now let me show you two good examples of locating fire extinguishers. Right here, you can see that the fire extinguisher is inside the kitchen and the opposite side of the stove. Obviously, I don't have a 360 camera, but the stove is on the other side. And this picture is a fire extinguisher in an exit path of a door, which is also highly recommended. Now that you know where to store them, let's move on to how to properly use a fire extinguisher. Fire extinguishers can be our first line of defense for small fires. Keyword, small fires. If a fire was to break out, first thing you want to do is call 911. You want to have backup no matter what, okay? And if it's a small fire, good enough to contain it, less than about 3 feet, you can use a fire extinguisher. One of the best guides you can use is called the password system. The pass system consists of PASS. Let me show you. The pass, which P would be pull the pin, A, aim at the fire, S, squeeze lever, S, sweep side to side. Once you use the pass system, if you learn it, it's really easy. I'll show you the examples in the fire extinguisher, the guidelines, how to properly use it. But same thing. You also got to ensure that you're using proper safety. Okay. In the article, Keeping Your Family Safe with Fire Extinguishers, and www.safetyathome.com, they taught us to inspect your extinguisher periodically whenever there's a fire. Know your exit route, and it's recommended to have it right behind you so you can exit back. If the fire is too dangerous and it's immediately going everywhere, just get out. It's not worth your life to try to save your property. And carbon monoxide can kill because it is poisonous. So if you feel you're choking up, just leave. Let me show you how to use the pass system in a fire extinguisher. Okay, this is your fire extinguisher. Grab the handle. Alright, you're going to pull the pin. I already have it pulled. You're going to grab your hose. You're going to aim at the fire, aim at the base of the fire, not the top. S is going to be squeeze the handle, and the other S will be sweep from side to side. Whenever you're going towards the fire, at least stay 10 feet away. And as you sweep it from side to side, squeezing your handle, walk towards it. If the fire is too much, dangerous, back up and exit, because like I said, losing your property is much worse than losing your life. Now that you know how to properly use an extinguisher, let's go back to what I've talked about. I have talked about the different types of extinguishers, how and where to store it, and how to use one. Like I said, fire extinguishers can be your first line of defense. Okay, if you use an extinguisher the proper way, it can save property, and most importantly, it can save lives. Just one thing you have to remember is to use the proper type of extinguisher, the proper class of extinguisher for the different type or class of fire, because you don't want to use the wrong kind and end up endangering yourself or somebody else. Thank you, and have a good afternoon.